40 finish? 40 finish. Bal charita chahu. Bandhu ke. Banaja vipula pahuranga. Nriparani parijana sukrita. Madhukara bari bihang. Tulsidashi is describing now all the episodes of the Ramayana metaphorically. What episode is there in the Ramayana? Balacharit. Balacharit means the childhood sports. Balacharit, childhood sports. Of who? Chahu Bandhu. 4 brothers. Chahu means 4. Chahu Bandhu. This is what in that lake of Manas lake, these are the, Manas, that river, Sarayu river in this case. On the side of the river you find also in that some part of the river will be calm and they'll have lotuses growing on the edges and all everywhere. So he said those are Banaja, Vipula, Bahuranga. Bahuranga means various colors. Various colors of lotuses growing. But the childhood sports of Rama and his 3 brothers. All the lotuses growing in this Sarayu river, which flows out from the heart of a poet who has taken a dip into this Manas. He becomes a poet. And Nriparani Parijana Sukrita, all the good karmas of Dasharathji and his queens and all the people of Ayodhya, they are Madhukar Bari Bihang, bees and waterfowl that hover around that river and also on the lotuses and all the bees. Then he continues for a little bit more and then he'll say, now I'm going to start Ramayana. You see. Siya Swayambar Katha Suhai Sarit Suhavani Soch Vichai Nadi Nav Patupasra Aneka Kevat Kusala Uttara Subibeka Suni Anukathana Paraspara Hoi Pathika Samaj Soha Sari Soi Ghor Thar Brigunath Risani Ghat Subadha Ram Barbani Sanuj Ram Vivah Uchahu So Suva Umaga Sukhada Sabakahu Kahat Sunat Harashahi Pulakai Te Sukriti Mana Mudita Nahahi Ram Tilak Hit Mangal Saja Parab Jog Janu Jure Samaja Kai Komati Ke Kai Keri Parija Sufala Vipati Ghaneri Samana Amita Utpat Saba Bharat Charit Jap Jag Kaliyagha Khala Avaguna Kathana Te Jalamal Vagakag Khag Siyavar Ramachandra Ki Jai Pavan Sut Hanuman Ki Jai उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। सिय स्वयंवर कथा सुहाई, सरित सुहावनी सो छवि छाई। सिय स्वयंवर, Sarita Suhavani, the beauty of that Sarayu river, which flows out from the heart of the poet, after taking a dip in in that Manas of Ramcharita, that lake of Ramcharita. What flows out? Sarayu Nadi. And the beauty, Suhavani Sarita, so which is captivating and mind-boggling and charming and all such things. That beauty is what? Siya Swayamvar Katha Suhai. That beautiful katha of Siya Swayamvar. Siya Swayamvar means that time when Janakji Maharaj, see, look here, this is beginning, introduction. But this is, there is a presumption in the mind of Tulsidas that you don't know whole, you already know whole of Ramayana. Because Siya Swayamvar or what? That is not yet come. Isn't it? And the idea is, Tulsidas ji just sees his Ramayana as one in a series of countless Ramayana that have already come. So that means you already know that. Like that. See a Swayamvar. That Swayamvar in English is what? See? Swayamvar, one word in English. Tell. Huh? Betrothal. That is wedding. Huh? Something. What is given here? Choice marriage. Kya baat hai? English language. Choice marriage. The ceremony of the selection of the groom by the bride. That is Swayamvar. See how many words you have to tell? Yeah, marriage proposal. All kind of things you will have to say. See, a Swayamvar. So, in this Ramayana, Janakji Maharaj had that Shiva Dhanush in his home, placed there long ago, and when Sita was a little baby, he once saw her. Nobody could move that, including Janakji Maharaj. Nobody could move that bow, the weight and nature of it was such. It was Shiva Dhanush, bow of Bhagwan Shiva himself. And nobody had ever moved it. And once, while Sita was a little child, he saw her creeping going by there and she took her hand and just pushed it aside. So he knew. Creeping! She pushed it aside. He knew that this was not any ordinary child in his home. And he knew that when she grew up, the only one who will be able to marry her was the one who could move that bow like that. And so he announced, whoever could move and break this bow and all, they will get to marry Sita ji. So that actually it's not a real Swayamvar. Maybe she got to choose by giving him a sign when she was a child that I could move this bow. You could put extension like that, but it's not a real Swayamvar. It means she just had to walk down the line. We'll see later on in Narad Moha Prasang. Walk down the line there, that Vishwa Mohini. But in this case, whoever could break that bow will get to marry. See, but that's why a big episode is there in this same Balkand. We'll see later. So he said that is the beauty of this river. Then Nadi Navapatu Prasna Aneka Kevata Kusala Uttara Suviveka Saviveka. So in that river also there are Nadi, in the river, there are boats. So what are those boats? Well, Patu Prasna Aneka, all the different wise questions which are asked about this Ramcharitmanas. People ask all sorts of things, Nice questions arise. I also going to asking you some questions also. Why this or why that? You will get, you just wait. More will come, a lot of questions will come. So many wonderful questions come. Like for example, you see, Jatayu told Ravan Sita was taken to south. Shabari told Ravan Sita was taken to south. Then Sugriv told Ravan Sita was taken to south. How many people told Ravan Sita was taken to? So because Sugriv saw. And everybody knew that Ravan lived in south. But when they formed this group of monkeys, all the monkeys came together to look for Sitaji. Only a small handful that can be counted on our hands. They were sent to the south. All the rest of the monkeys were sent north, east and west. In south only a handful, even though they knew that she was in. So, now why? See the prasna. What is given there? Prasna, question. So all such questions arise in people who read Ramayana, study this Ramcharitmanas, all sorts of questions arise. There will be so many countless, no end. So he says, those questions are the boats. And see, what do the boats do? The boats take us across that river, you know. So if we go on asking questions about this Ramcharitmanas, we'll be able to really use the Ramcharitmanas to cross over Bhavasagar like that. You have to ask questions, not just read like that. And that's what people have been doing, reading some kahani. Okay, theek hai. Like some story, you see. What is that? Patu. See the word before which is coming? Patu prasna. That is adjective to prasna. Patu means wise, clever. Means a question that arises after due reflection. Like that. Not just any question. How Jatayu spoke to Ram? He's a bird. What type of question? Not that type of question. How one bird speaking to another bird? They're speaking bird language. What? You have to ask. Patu prasna, like that, after reflection. And he says, Kevata kusala uttara saviveka. And the boats also have boatmen. Kevat. Boatman actually is, Kevat actually literally means a boatman. So the boats also have boatmen. One boat will have one boatman, I think. Anyway. So that is Kusala Uttara. All those great replies given to those questions. Those would be the boatmen. The wonderful replies, which is Saviveka. Saviveka means with due thought and reflection, that type of reply which comes. Wise replies that come to those questions. They are the boatmen. On this metaphor getting very detailed. Boat and boatmen also. Suni, having listened to this Ramcharita, this streaming river of Ram Katha, having listened to it, Suni, Anukathana Paraspara Hoi, that those discussions which arise, Anukathana, the discussions which follow, the charcha or discussion which follows by different people, those who listen to it, Pathika Samaj Soi Sari Soi. Sohasari Soi. Those discussions are the fellow travelers along that river. Fellow travelers. Pathik means fellow travelers. Those who accompany us. No, when you're going down the river in a boat, right? There'll be boat and boatman and all. We saw what that is already. But there'll be fellow travelers also in other boats, or in this boat, or walking along the bank. Any type of fellow travelers. They represent the discussion that follow after we study Ramcharit Manas. People talk about it, na? That discussion. Every little thing he thinks about. Anukathana. Then Ghoradhar Brigunath Sani Ghat Subhadrama Barabani. Now, in this Ramakatha also, there was, in the same Brigunath Katha, with this same Swayamvar, what happens there, after Bhagwan Ram breaks that bow, well, everybody became happy because at last somebody could break that bow. Janakji Maharaj also was really beside his wits. I mean, he became totally desperate. Sita ji, the whole family, nobody could break that bow. What is this? And finally Ram came and broke that bow. And everybody was so happy, but only for 2 minutes. Because when the bow broke, Parashuram Maharaj came there. Baapre. Parashuram, whose Ishta Devta is Lord Shiva. Parashuram came. Because when that bow broke, a thunderous sound rented the air for miles around. And he heard that sound. And he said that sound could only be the breaking of my Shiva's bow. Well, that was trouble. He came there now. Who broke this bow? Here we have these Hindu schools. Na? So one supervisor went in that school and he told that teacher, he said, "Sir, you go outside. I want to ask these children in this school some question." So he asked those children in that class. He told one boy, "Hey boy, stand up." That boy stood up. He said, "Who broke that Shiva Dhanush?" That boy said, "Sir, not me." Then that supervisor got so angry. From Ministry of Education supervisor had come. He called that teacher inside. He said, "Look, I just asked this boy who broke that Shiva Dhanush." That boy said, "Not him." The teacher said, "No, sir, that boy is a very honest boy. If he said it is not him, then it is not him." So he got even more angry now. He went to that principal who lived by that kutia over there. He went to that principal now. And he told that principal, "What type of school you are running here? Is Hindu school? I asked that boy who broke that Shiva Dhanush. He said, not him." Then that teacher, when I told him, that teacher said, "That boy is an honest boy, it cannot be him." What type of school is this? I have to make sure I report this school. Their ratings will surely go down. That principal said, No, sir, please don't do that. What is the problem? If the bow is broken, we'll replace it. No problem with that, We'll replace that bow. What's such an easy thing? Why you have to go and report and make all this? That supervisor lost his wits totally and he went home fuming, He had never had such a day in his whole life. He was about to retire also, Retirement was coming close. He was thinking, what kind of thing is this? He went home and told his wife, "Look what this whole story. I asked this boy, that boy said not him. I asked that teacher said he's on his boy. Principal said, what is the problem? We'll replace that bow." That wife said, "That is because they do not study their Mahabharata. That's why they don't know." They have to study Mahabharata some more. That fellow, he took out clothes and everything and threw it there, and he took his danda and he went away, took sannyas. He took sannyas. Not only retired from that job, retired from the world also. Went away. Baapre, what a thing. So now this Parashuram came. Who broke this bow? He came there. Now what made things worse, that just briefly I tell you that story. Lakshmana got angry now. Oh, Baapre. Parashuram is one angry Kshatriya, Brahmana turned Kshatriya, and there's one angry Kshatriya here, and two of them, well, it appeared as though the world was going to turn upside down now. Bhagavan Ram had to calm Lakshmana down, and this was the one and only place where Bhagavan Ram calms down Lakshmana for a while, and then Lakshmana flares up again, But it appeared as though the world was going to end, but Bhagavan Ram managed that situation very nicely. So there, because he got angry, who broke my Shiva's Dhanush? It's Parashuram. And Rama using some of his jadoo. diffused that situation. So here it says, Ghor Dhar means all this strong current which is there in that river. Because if you have seen Ganga or you have seen Yamuna and some places that thing is flowing, it will be calm, you feel that the water is not moving at all. And some places that dhar, flow, is just like in Rishikesh and Haridwar and all, when that thing is coming down, you dare not go there. It will sweep you away. They have chains on the side of the river. If you want to take a dip, they have to hold those chains. And then they'll have some barricade over there in case you miss the chain and all. And if you miss that barricade, well, Ganga Sagar in Bengal, way of Bengal, will pick you up there. Yeah. Like that. So that dhar, that flow, is ghor dhar, it's called, a terrible flow. That is who? Bhrigunath. Bhrigunath means this Parashuram. His father's name was Bhrigu Rishi. So, his anger, Risani, anger means wrath. Yeah, Risani means wrath. His wrath is this ghor dhar. So, I mean, that episode of his anger there is the ghor dhar of this river. Ghat, and then see, that fierce flowing river will have some nice ghats on the sides of the river, where people could stand and still get a little bit of water landing on the side of the river, that ghat. He says, Subadha, really well anchored those ghats on the side. Rama Barabani, in this Ramayana, Rama Barabani means the wonderful, soft, powerful words of Ram, the great words of Ram. Barabani. Bara word stands for exalted, great, wonderful, any such good. Barabani. Bani means words. Of who? Rama. Sanuja Rama Vibah Uchahu So Suba Umaga Sukhada Sabakahu. And now when that river is just, I do not know if you have had opportunity to, here even when you see some little river and when that rain comes and that thing swells, it looks, you have to see Ganga. It means, imagine that thing is like 1 kilometer wide and that volume of water in the rainy season, and that thing flowing at such a speed, it is heart-rending actually. That will, if nothing scares you, that will surely scare you. So that swell of the river is called Umaga here. Suha Umaga, Sukhada Sabakahu. It really moves the heart. It gives joy also to see the glory of the Lord. What Bhagavan has made such rivers in the world. So he says, what is that? That is Sanuja Rama Vibaha Uchahu. When the 4 brothers were getting married, that episode there, how much of joy and how much of celebration and this and that. That is the swell of this river. That is the idea. The beautiful swell which gives joy to all. They say, oh, Ganga is now. And not only that, it washes away all impurities and all such things. So that wedding ceremony of the 4 brothers, Kahata Sunata Harashahi Pulakahi Te Sukriti Manamudita Nahahi. And then there are people in that river along Ganga. If you've traveled, you'll see taking a dive, coming out, taking a dip, coming everywhere all along Ganga. People taking, they're called Nahahi here. Nahahi, those dippers, bedas, how you'll call them. And they te sukriti mana mudita nahahi. Sukriti means they are punya kartas, mean they have done great punya to be able to get an opportunity to take a dip in Ganga. Those people who dip there. Or here in Sarayu. So what is being spoken about Sarayu actually. So those who take a dip, they have to be they have to be punyavan. Punyavan means you will only get an opportunity to take a dip in that Sarayu if you're punyavan, you have done great meritorious deeds. In the very same way, we will only get an opportunity to take a dip in this Ramayana if we are punyavan. That is the idea. Huh? So those punyavan who mana mudita, and they dip there with great joy, rejoicing, they dip. Who are they? They are Kahata Sunata Harashahi Pulakahi. They are the, when this Ramayana is, when we sing the glory of the Ramayana, some people sing. And Sunata, some people listen. And then they get joy, Harashahi and Pulakahi. They get horripilations. So, singing Ramayana and listening to Ramayana, people get joy and horripilation. So, this joy and horripilation from singing and listening represent those people who take a dip in, those people who are dipping, punyavan, like that. That actually is a very good metaphor, because only if you take a good dip in Ramayana, then you will get horripilation, Otherwise, you will not get. Anybody just hearing like that, what story going on there? You will not get anything. No joy from it. You have to take a good dip. You just go and touch the water and come back. Cold. But you will get nothing. You take a good dip in this Ramayana. So, Kahata Sunata, those people who sing and listen also, this Ramayana. Rama Tilaka Hita Mangala Saja Paravajoga Janu Jure Samaja. Now, along the banks of this Sarayu river also, there are people who are engaged in Parabajog. Parabajog means, all the different types of special occasions that people celebrate along the banks of the Ganga. They go there, or Sarayu in this case. They go there and they celebrate, see now, Purnima, they do some ritual. Then any vrata, they go there to break that fast. And all sorts of things. They go on the edge of the river and do some ritual. Then all sorts of barahi and chati and you name any type of ceremony, celebration going on. In Makar Sankranti, people go there and they do puja. All kind of things like that. So that is called Parava Jog. Parva Jog. All people gather there for these sacred occasions. What is that? Rama Tilak, like when all people gather there for Rama Tilak means the coronation of Ram. That story is there also, no? The coronation of Ram. Rama Tilaka, Hita Mangala Saja. All the people come there with collecting all sorts of things and decorating and preparing and doing all that for Rama Tilak. So that Rama Tilak is represented by all these people coming in Ganga for all these special occasions and festivities and all such things. Then, in this Ramcharitmanas also, in this Ramayana, there is a terrible story of Kaikeyi. Kai, Kumati, Keikayi, Keri. On the side of the river, on the edges and all, there is this Kai. Kai means that moss, that slippery green moss, that kind of thing. So when you slip on the edge there, yeah, you're in trouble. Kumati Kaikeyi, Keikayi. That Kumati means bad-minded, yeah, like that. What is given in English there? Evil mind. Oh, strong word. But evil-minded Kaikeyi. And that story is that moss on the side of the river. And then what happened? Parija suphala bipati khaneri. God calamity, terrible calamity she caused to befall this whole family. It means when you slip on that moss, some terrible calamity will happen, isn't it? Not like a ball falling in the water, like a big splash. And you fall on your belly in that water. You cause waves. Then, Samana Amita Uttapata Sabha Bharata Charita Japajag. On the banks of this river, you will see people doing Japajag. Japajag means what? Japa Yagna Ityadi. Some of them doing Japa, some of them doing Yagna. In Banaras, there where I used to stay, that great Sant Murari Bapuji used to come there in Ganga Par to do Yagna quite often on the banks of Ganga. 40 or 50,000 people will be sitting like this, listening to Sant Murari Bapuji. And 50,000 gone there to listen. And on the street, you don't see anybody missing. Because the crowd was so much. same crowd. 40,000 come out the street and still makes no difference on the street. The traffic and the people and everything, because the population was so much for that group. Like this, on the banks of Ganga, on the banks of these holy rivers, here Sarayu, there are so many japa yoga, yajna going on, different type of yajna. Here japa yajna is mentioned. What is that? That is Bharata Charita. Bharata Charita in this Ramayana is a great charita, the great story of Bharat. That represents all the japa yajna going on the banks of this Sarayu. And what it does, Samana Amit Utpata Sabha. The charita of Bharata pacifies, calms all calamities, all the different types of calamities and the misfortunes in our life. Means if we study the charita of Bharata, we will become like Bharat. All misfortunes and all things will go away from life. Tulsidashi describes, the cloud came to cover Bharat's head while he was going to the forest. The cloud did not even do that for Ram, he says. Now see, he could have burnt in that sun, but the misfortune went away. The cloud came to cover him. So that Bharata Charita is, of course, we'll see there in Ayodhya Kand, very nice. So, he said that is what pacifies and calms and removes all calamities and misfortunes, that Bharata Charita. Kali agha khala avaguna kathana te jalamala baga kag. In this Kali Yuga, so many bad things will happen. That is described in this Ramcharitmanas also. Kali agha khala avaguna kathana. The kathana, or the description of all the sins and evil things of Kali Yuga, that is described in this Ramayana. What is that? That is te jalamal baga kag. In that river, there is jalamal. Jalamal means filth. Then that baga means bagula, I told you that crane in that river. And there is also that crow in the river, those type of birds. So those type of, see now, crane and crow and this filth in that river and all that, that is the description of the evils of Kali Yuga in this Ramayana. In the Ramayana also have the description of the evils of Kali Yuga, that episode. So that is represented by these things in that river. The crane and the crow and and what was striking, when you read the Doha, what is striking there, Tulsidaji is writing 500-600 years ago. That time also there was filth in the river. We've been polluting the rivers for a long time. Isn't it? Isn't that a recent phenomenon? I would imagine so also. I would imagine that we've been polluting it for a very, very, very long time. Because even today with all modern things, we cannot keep that thing clean. Why 500 years ago we would have kept it clean? So Jalamala means all the filthy things. What is given there in English? See? Filth. So that means we've been throwing filth in the river for... If he's writing 500 years ago, and he's saying in the river there is... Not good, na? So, but anyway, that is the description of the Kali Yuga. And of course he's writing in Kali Yuga. He knew. And that's why he talks about Kali Yuga so much. Then, next now. Kirati sarita chahuri tururi samaya suhavana pavani bhuri हिम शैल सुता शिव ब्याहू शिशिर सुखद प्रभु जन्म उछाहू बर नव राम विवाह समाज सोमुद मंगलमय ऋतुराज ग्रीष्म दुसह राम बन गवनु पंच कथाखर आतप पवनु वर्षा घोर निशाचर रारी सुरकुल साली सुमंगलकारी राम राज सुख विनय बड़ाई विशद सुखद सोई सरद सुहाई सती शिरोमणि सिय गुण गाथा सोई गुण अमल अनुपम पाथा भरत सुभाऊ शीतलताई सदा एक रस बरनी न जाए अवलोकनि बोलनि मिलनि प्रीति परस्पर हास बायप बलि चहु बंधु की जल माधुरी सुबास सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। कीरति सरित छहो ऋतु रूरी समय सुहावनि पावनि भूरी कीरति सरित छहू ऋतु रूरी दे कीरति sarit, the constantly flowing river of the glory of Ram. This Sarayu river represents the flowing of the glory of Ram. The glory, Kirati, the yasha, the fame, name, greatness of Ram is this river. And Samaya Suhavani Pavani Bhuri, it is all the time flowing and it purifies, is beautiful and purifies all people at all times. Very purifying and very beautiful. It is Chahu Ritu Ruri. It is the 6 seasons. What are given? The seasons. 6 seasons, yeah. Chahu Ritu. Ritu in Sanskrit also. Season. 6 seasons. So the continuous flow of this beautiful river of the glories of Ram is the 6 seasons. And it is what? Beautiful and purifying. Then, singly now he takes one season by one season. And the glories of Ram flowing. It's the 6 seasons altogether. Then Himasaila Suta Siva Byahu. Himasaila Suta means Parvati ji. Himasaila Suta, what a name. Tulsidas weaves nice names. Himasaila Suta, Parvati. Himasaila Suta Siva Byahu. The wedding of Parvati ji and Shiva is the Hima. Hima means the snowy season. Snowy. Hima means snow. Snow, ice. So when snow is coming, that's that season. Then Sisira Sukhada Prabhu Janama Uchahu, and the celebration of the birth of Bhagwan Ram, the festivities surrounding the birth of Bhagwan Ram is the cold season. Dinaya Minyau Sayam Prataha Shishira Vasanto Punarayataha. Where you saw? In? Some of them looking like, what? Oh. That's it. Bhaja Govindam. We saw yesterday only. Shishira Vasantau Punarayata. Shishira Vasantau means, there we saw winter and spring. Shishira is Sanskrit. Here, Sisira. You see? How Sanskrit become Avadhi so easy. Just change the Shi to Si. You get Avadhi. Sisira. That is the winter cold season. Sisira. Sukhada Prabhu Janama Uchahu, all the celebrations and festivities around the birth of Bhagwan Sri Ram, that is the cold season. Then the celebration of the birth of Ram in Ramayana, that is the cold season. Then Baranavaram Vibah Samaju So Muda Mangala Maya Ritu Raju. See, Muda Mangala Maya, that is Maya Pratyaya, see. Mangala Maya. Mangala Maya means what? It is saturated with Mangala, auspiciousness. Ritu Raju, the description of the wedding of Ram, with all the people and all the great crowds and all who came to witness that description of that wedding is Ritu Raju. Ritu Raju means Vasanta, spring. The king of all seasons. See, Ritu Raj, the king of all seasons, is said to be spring. That's when Madan, what is it? Madan? Huh? Cupid. No, what is his other name? Kamadev. When Kamadev came there to delude Narad, there he created this Vasant only, Rituraj. Because that is the most beautiful season. And spring, when the bees come out and the birds and the alligators and all the different, migratory birds, they come back home, bringing foreign exchange. All the different, there's a Rituraj, Vasanta. Then, that is the wedding ceremony of Ram. Grishama Dusaha Rama Banagavanu. Grishama means summer. Here Dusaha, the scorching sun of the summer time. That is what, in the Ramayana, the episode of Ram going to the forest. Terrible thing. Grishama Dusaha Ram Banagavanu, Ram's exile. Then Pantha Katha Khar Atapavanu. And not only that, I do not know how many of you have experienced that. In India, the sun becomes so hot, no description will be ever able to tell you. You have to really experience that thing. And that thing is so hot. And then, here, when the sun is hot, right, and a breeze blows, in this country, when a breeze blows, you say, because that breeze cools you down when it blows. There, that sun is hot, and when that breeze blows, well, that is more hot now. Oh, Bapre. In south is not so bad, I think, as in north, like, it is Madhya Pradesh and UP and Delhi and all. Bapre. Unbearable. So that sun already is hot. So that winter is Ram going to forest. I mean that summer, Ram going to forest. Sun is so hot. Now, that hot breeze also now. That thing hits you in the face. Oh. What is that? He says, Pantakatha khara atapa pavanu. That hot breeze at Pantakatha, on the path, when they were going on that path, so many different types of stories Rama was telling to Lakshmana, these other people were telling to Rama, the sages were telling, Rama was telling, all that Pantakatha. Or the talking of the accompaniment, accompanying katha. I don't know how you'll say. What is given in English? Tales of wandering. Pant means path. Katha means katha. So on the path, all the kathas, and there is all the khara atapa pavanu. Two adjectives are given for this pavan. The pavan is khara. Khara means sharp, stinging, like that. And atapa means burning, like that. Then Barsha Ghor Nisachara Rari. Bhagavan Ram on that path, he had so many battles with so many Rakshasas and all he killed on that path going down. So Rari means battle, war. Rari. Nisachara Rari. All these war with all of these, battles with all of these Rakshasas. So Barsha Ghor. These fierce rains that come down, the rainy season, the fierce rainy season is this fierce battle with all of these Rakshasas. Surakula Sali Sumangalakari. Now when this rain comes down, it is good for the rice. See the Sali word Tulsidaji likes? Again it is coming. So many times already. Sali. That rice. They like that rain. In the very same way, see this line is very nice. Surakula Sumangalakari. When Bhagwan had this battle with all of these Rakshasas, he killed all of these Rakshasas. That is Surakula Mangalakari. Why? The Devatas love that they love for Ram to come and kill all of these Rakshasas, because it is these Rakshasas who come and torment them. So just like how the Devatas love Rama to come and slay all of these Rakshasas, so in the same way, this rice field loves the rain. That is it. Ram Raja Sukha Binaya Badai Bisada Sukhada Sui Sarada Suhai. And in this Ram Raj, 3 examples are given to describe this Ram Raj. 3 words are given. We hear about British Raj, no? You hear? Then Ram Raj. Ram Raj means the rule of Ram. When Rama ruled, it is said that that was the only ideal kingdom in the history of human civilization. When Rama ruled, ideal kingdom. And 3 words are given to describe that kingdom here. What is that? Sukha. There was joy everywhere. Binaya. Binaya means there was great humility in the hearts of everybody. There was joy in the hearts of everybody, and there was Binaya, great humility. I mean, there were no ego, just abhiman and anger and all of that kind of thing. Great humility in the hearts of everybody. And there was Badai. Badai means prosperity, growth, and upward social mobility, and expansion and all that kind of thing. Badai. Upward mobility and prosperity. That is the better captures that phrase. Badai. What is given in English? Prosperity, like that. So, that Ram Raj, when he ruled, what is that? That is Sarada. Sarada means the autumn. The autumn. Yes, Sharada. Sarada, which is Suhai, beautiful, which is in the autumn season. Just now recently we had gone somewhere to see autumn. All the leaves change, colors in such beautiful painting of the landscape. It's most wonderful. So it is that autumn, the Ram Rajya is autumn, which is Bisada, clear, and Sukhada gives joy, and Suhai, beautiful. Sati Siromani Siya Gunagatha, the glories of the most dutiful wife, Sati, Sita. See, Sati Siromani. Sati means the wife who is dutiful, the wife who is faithful to her husband, like that kind of thing. That is Sati. What is it? The wife who is full of fidelity. That is the meaning of Sati. So, and she is Sati Shiromani. Sati Shiromani means the crest jewel among wives of fidelity. Like that. Sati Shiromani, Siya. Her story is described in this Ramayana is what? It says, Soi guna amala anupama patha. Patha means water. H2O. The water of that Sarayu river, which is amala anupama, incomparable and pure water of that Sarayu. That is this glories of Sitaji described in this Ramayana. The pure waters of that Sarayu. Then Bharata Subhav Susitalatai Sada Eka Rasa Baranina Jai. And that water is Susitala. Susitalta of the river is described. Means the cool, refreshing nature of that Sarayu river is Bharata Subhav. Is Bharat's nature described in this Ramayana. Bharat's nature is cool and refreshing. Like that he means to say. Sada Eka Rasa Baranina Jai. Indescribable, but still described, but Sada Eka Rasa. Eka Rasa means one uniform, homogeneous nature of Bharat. See, Lakshmana one time will be angry. Next time when Bhagwan tells, okay. Then he calm. He's calm. Next time again. But Bharat, Eka Rasa Subhav. One calm, shanta, loving. The love of Ram incarnate is Bharat. Like that. Eka Rasa. Subhav. And then now, he says, the Madhuri and Subhas, the sweetness and sweet scent, the sweetness of the water of that river, and the sweet scent of the water of that river. Madhuri and Subhas. What is that? He says that is Avalokani, Bolani, Milani, Priti Paraspara Has, Bhayappa, Bhali Chahu Bandhuki. The brotherliness between the Chahu Bandhu, Chahu is 4 brothers. The brotherliness between the 4 brothers, and Avalokani, the way they looked at each other. Avalokani. Bolani, the way they spoke with each other. Milani, the way they hugged and met each other. Priti Parasparak Has, and the way they laughed, all 4 of them together. They laughed at each other and laughed with each other, hugging each other, and the way they looked at each other. All that together, which describes the brotherliness of these 4 brothers, that is the sweetness and the sweet scent of the river, of that water of that river. The coolness is Bharat's Subhav. The sweetness of that river water is this Bhayappa. Bhayappa means the brotherliness, which is described by all of these words. Okay. Didn't get very far. But just one more little passage there again, and then Tulsidas ji will say Now I start. And he seems to make us start. All right, we'll see that tomorrow. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.